Laura Guthrie and I'm the on-site trainer here at Golden Quest. Today I have with me Benson, tattoo KC1. Benson is a 26-week-old comfort retriever here from Golden Quest, and he's been in training for 2 weeks now. So we're going to go ahead and show you what he's been learning. Yes. So we're working on not jumping. That is a big problem of his. He likes to do it for attention because he likes to get affection from everybody and anybody. So jumping is a huge problem for him. So we've been working on him offering to sit for the attention, and when he does jump, he gets pushed off or he gets ignored completely. That way it teaches him that sitting and being a good boy is the way to get affection and attention from people. So I would recommend that you guys continue this on, because even though he's been working on it with me, he may try to jump with you. Just because it's new, he's going to see if you'll let him do it and that sort of thing. So keep it up. Keep up the encouragement of sitting and being polite for the attention, and discouraging the jumping by either pushing or just ignoring. And ask your guests to do it. Don't feel bad. If your guests come over, ask them to keep it up too, because that's the surefire way for him to learn quickest, is being consistent. Good boy. Touch. Yes, good job. Benson, come. Yes, good. Benson, look. You look. Yes, good. Look. Yes, good boy. Good job. Free. Good. Well done. Benson, stand. Yes, good. Benson, sit. Yes. Stay. No. Come here. Stay. Yes. Good job. That's pretty normal for him. Usually he gets up once to test the waters, and if you remind him that he's supposed to be sitting and put him back in position, he does pretty well. Good boy. Free. But as you can see, I'm not adding a lot of distractions yet. I'm keeping the distance pretty short, and I'm backing away from him instead of turning my back to him and walking off, because that's going to encourage him to break, and I don't want to do that. I want to encourage him to stay. And as he gets older and you continue this at home, you can start adding further distance from him. Always make sure in the beginning you're going back to him to tell him he's free, because by doing that, you're encouraging him not to break. Because if you always tell him he's F-R-E-E from further away, then he's going to automatically assume as soon as you're starting to walk away, you're just going to tell him that word anyway, so he might as well get up and follow. We don't want that. We want him to realize that you're supposed to wait until mommy or daddy gives you the cue to get up. So that's why usually I'll go all the way back to him, tell him good job, reward him, and then tell him he's free. But by keeping that stuff up, and just slowly adding more distance, and maybe slowly adding turning around and walking away from him, you would add that once you know he's really reliable at staying from the distance you're already at. So about 8 out of 10 times he's doing it really well. Then I would start adding, maybe turning around, walking the short distance, adding further distance, and then once he's really good with distance, move closer again, and then you can start adding distractions. So, for example, you can start calling him, or you can maybe toss a toy. Now, keep in mind, those are really big distractions, so doing those kind of things, you should have the toy being way off in the distance, and when they do stay, that's when you go crazy. You give them what's called a jackpot, huge reward, and that kind of stuff. But keeping it in small increments is going to set him up for success. That way, he can learn easier. Go down. Yes. Good job. Yes. Go. Stay. Oh, no. Stay. Yes. Now, as you can see, down stay, not impressive, I know. But again, because of his energy, he feels like he has to be sitting, which is ironic because for a lot of dogs, stay. Nope. Down. Stay. Nope. Down. Benson, stay. Hey, are you focusing? You focusing? You're looking for a treat that's not there, sweetie. You already ate it. You ate it. Yeah, you did. You stay. Good boy. Even though he's sniffing free, I'm going to count that as a stay. So not impressive for his down, but for him, that's what he can do because his mind's just on, gotta smell the treat, gotta find the treat, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. So a down is a struggle for him because it is a more relaxed position. So it is kind of ironic because for a lot of dogs, the sit stay is actually harder than the down stay because the sit stay, they're ready to go. For him, he likes and prefers the sit stay because he can be ready to go if he wants to be, but he's easily able to maintain a sit stay if you ask him, whereas for him, the down stay is a little bit trickier because he has to remain calm. And that's not so easy for him sometimes because he wants to be with his person. Oh, you get that? Good boy. So, again, like I said, small increments, just like with any stay that you continue on with, he'll get better and you'll see improvements. I have other dogs, various ages, that I've worked with, even with my own personal dog. She struggled with the sit stay, not the down stay. But with her, same thing. I just did small increments and we eventually got to the point where now I can have higher distractions and she still stays. So it's just about your commitment to him and most importantly, consistency. If you start off small and you remain consistent by doing small increments like I talked about, you will be setting off in the right path and you should be doing really well. Yes, let's see. Yeah. Good boy. So right now with heel, we're still at this point where, good boy, yes, heel, good job. Heel, yes. I'm rewarding him for being in the position. So the position being right about this right here. Good boy, yes. I'm teaching him that this is what I want him to be. Good. And then I'm luring him into a sit. That every time I stop. So every time I stop, I push his nose up into a sit, and I don't ask him to sit. I just lure him into one. Heel. Good boy, yes. Benson. And the reason I do this is actually because what I'm doing is eventually I want him to do an automatic sit. Meaning that I don't have to ask him to sit when I stop. Whenever we stop during a heel, he'll just plop his butt down and you'll be good to go. It's just a nice safety precaution to have during heel, and it looks very handsome. Yes, you do. Heel. Good. Right now we're still at the point where I have the hand in the treat. The treats in the hand. So I keep them in my healing hand like this, and I keep my leash in this one, which works out good for me because I'm a right-handed person, so most of my strength is in this arm anyway. But I feed from my left because that's where we're healing on. And by having the treats in this hand at this stage, I'm building up a lot of reward history, telling him that this hand is awesome, this side is awesome, that's where you want to be. And eventually, and I would like for you to continue this at home because that'll give him the reward history with you and your left side, and that's what we want. By doing this, yes, there we go, that's beautiful. Oh. By doing that, you're going to build up the reward history with you, so he learns that your left side is where he should be. And eventually you can take away the treats. After I take them out of this hand, actually what I like to do is I will begin, I begin putting them in the opposite hand. So I'll put them over here, and then I'll just pick from that hand and hand it over to him, but keep the reward coming from this side. And then eventually you can wean off the treats once he has his heel really nice. But right now this is the stage he's at. Some puppies get a little further, some puppies are farther behind than he is now. So this is where he is at. This is how far Benson got, right, mister? Yes, and he's doing a lot better than the first week of introduction. He was not too sure of the leash. He thought it was a toy. Still does at times, if you put it down. Heel. Good boy. Good. He's not too bad about running ahead unless there's a lot of stuff outside. Now keep in mind, in here, there's not much distractions going on. Benson. Yes. There's not much distractions going on to catch his eye, and free. Good job. And outside there is. So, no, like that. No, thank you. Good boy. You just saw. The leash can be fun. I know, thank you. So when outside, keep that in mind when you're rewarding him. Reward appropriately. No. Benson, hey, hey. Come on. Hey, ready? Oh. Oh. Oh my goodness. Yes, we like this, don't we? Place. Good boy. So place is a great stationary location. Now, as you can see with him, we're still on positive association. I'm teaching him that the place is what brings the reward, not me. Now, come here, place. Good. Good boy. Benson, free. Good boy. Benson. That's right. Now, Benson does like to try to play with a lot of the stuff. Good, yes. So as you saw, he was about to mouth that, so I just kind of redirected his attention by reminding him he's supposed to be on place. And like I was saying, this is a great stationary command because eventually once he becomes more successful at it, you can use it for dinner time, if you're having pizza delivered, if you have friends coming over, if you want him just to be in an area and not kind of be all over the house. This is great. So right now, like I was saying, we're at a point where I'm still teaching him that the place brings a reward, not necessarily my hand. That's why he's constantly sniffing. And if he sits and downs, he gets a little handful of food, not just one piece like I'm throwing out right now. Good place, yes, place. Good boy. Free. And I always tell him he's free to get off when I want him to remove himself. Otherwise, I just remind him he's on place. Place. Good boy. Yes, that was good, yes. And on place, I let them do almost anything they want so they can play with a toy, they can eat their dinner, they can spin around, they can sit down, stand. I usually, no, place. When he just walked off like that, I was just letting him know that's not what he was supposed to be doing, and I asked him to come back, and he did really well, so I'm going to continue rewarding him for that. But like I was saying, sorry, training and talking at the same time. Good boy, yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes, free. Good. I usually don't encourage excessive barking or growling or any of that kind of behavior on place, just because it's supposed to be a nice calm area, which is why we encourage calming behaviors like the down and the sit really well. Good boy. That was well done. But that can be a very wonderful tool to use as he ages, so keeping that up is great too. Just like sit, down, and all the other stays that we've been using, the only difference with the place, like I said, is I just repeat place instead of telling him to stay. You're more than welcome to say stay. He's just been taught place. I just remind him he's on place and he's not supposed to be breaking from that. And then when I am ready for him to get out of position, no matter if it's his sit stay, down stay, or his place stay, I tell him he's free, and I usually do the sweeping motion with my hand, and that indicates to him that we're done with that obedient now, and so we can get out. That obedience cue, so we can get up from that. All in all, he's not doing too bad. He has his own struggles, but each dog does, and he has his own strengths. Like you see, he is very people-oriented, so that's going to work in your favor too, because like you saw with his come, he does that pretty quickly. Even outside, usually, of course, fenced in yards only is what I usually recommend if he is going to be off leash. But he does pretty well with that because he is so focused on humans that he just runs straight through them, which is great. But the stays are going to be tricky, but like I said, definitely manageable. Hi. They're definitely manageable if you just keep building him up for success by doing small increments and working your way up to bigger distractions and rewarding him appropriately for those things too. So if there's big distractions, especially around Christmas time. If you celebrate Christmas, or if you're just going to have a party or whatever's going on, if you're going to have a big gathering of any kind coming up, make sure you don't overstimulate the puppy and give him too much attention from new people and new things. They can get overwhelmed and they get cranky. And if that happens, and you ask them to do training when they're in that cranky mood because there's just so much going on, then what's going to happen is some of your training is going to go out the window that you've been working so hard on because you're expecting them to respond to the training they've been doing so well with in such a high traffic and high distraction environment that they get so frazzled and they have trouble responding because you're no longer as cool, I guess you could say, as the distractions, because there's so many of them and they want to explore them and they want to investigate, and it's hard to do that. So make sure you're not giving them too much leash too fast, pardon the pun, but not giving them too much leeway too fast and expecting them to do more than they can, because the next few weeks are going to be all about the adjustment period. He's going to be getting used to the new schedule you guys are going to have together as a family, and you guys are going to have to learn about each other, and you're going to have to build up that reward history to get him to perform the way he's been performing with me. And he'll get there, and you'll get there, and it might be rocky and it might be bumpy some days, and other days it might be smooth sailing. So, but it'll eventually get much better. But all in all, he's doing fairly well potty training wise. He has had one indoor accident, and that was because I was too busy writing in the training book, wasn't I? I was doing training logs, and you had to go, and I missed your signs. Yep, that was the human's fault. So human error is usually the reason for that stuff. Yeah, I know. Crate training, he's still very vocal. That should get better with time. Yeah. That should get better with time. Covering the crate helps. Giving them a nice dark room to be put in helps. Giving them something with your scent on it, like an old blanket or shirt or towel, and putting that in the crate can help. Let's see, putting on instrumental music. I do that here. I give them instrumental music before I leave. And there's a lot more tips and tricks in the manual that I'm going to send. I have an updated copy I'm going to send to you guys. But otherwise, he's doing pretty well, as you've seen. And he'll see you guys tomorrow. You say about right what you do? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, I'll see you guys today.